Hey. Happy Monday, friends. Welcome back to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart, and you're listening to episode number 25. Okay, it has been 2 full weeks of the Live with Audacity challenge, and we are having so much fun. If you missed it, I recorded myself taking a cold shower the other day, and it's kind of hilarious. No, you don't get to see the goods at all, but it was so fun to do something I wouldn't normally do. There's still time to get on board with us and have some fun. Next week, we are reaching out to an old friend and hiding money in an obscure spot for someone else to find. So join us for the remainder of the Live with Audacity challenge in the Live with Audacity podcast insiders group on Facebook. Okay, let's dive into today's episode. I get to talk to Amy Wilkes from Spread the Message Marketing, all about social media, and she has some incredible tips for Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook to help us figure out what the heck we're even doing. Amy is a faithful child of God, wife, military spouse, mom, and the mind behind Spread the Message Marketing. Amy created her business so she could be a stay-at-home mom, but also be able to control her schedule. She is a social media marketing manager, blogger, and ebook creator, and she loves teaching business owners about social media marketing and has done this through challenges and ebooks. If you're struggling at all with these platforms for your business, Amy has some great tips for you. You're listening to the Live with Audacity podcast. I'm your host, Melissa Stewart. Audacity is defined by Merriam-Webster as intrepid boldness or disregard for normal constraints. And that's exactly what we have here. The Live with Audacity podcast is aimed at giving you the courage to explore your someday dreams, do things your way, and start making things happen in your life right now. I'm a mama to 4 kiddos ranging from college student to kindergartner, wife to a high school football and track coach, and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. Together with my guests, we're going to teach you how to live with audacity and intentionality, discover and utilize your unique skills and talents, and step into who you are meant to be in order to make your someday dreams a reality. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning back into the Live with Audacity podcast. I am your host, Melissa Stewart, and today I'm so excited. I have Amy Wilkes from Spread the Message Marketing. Amy, welcome to the show.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Tell us a little bit about how and why you got into marketing, and how you kind of came up with the idea of Spread the Message Marketing, which, by the way, we were talking before we got on. I love your logo. I think it's so pretty. But tell us a little bit about how this all came to be about.
Okay, definitely. So I started back, October of 2017. Started working as a virtual admin assistant because after I had my second daughter, I just knew that I did not want to go back to work outside of the home. So I found a job working part-time from home while she was napping and sleeping, and I did virtual admin work. So just anything that he needed me to do, like booking flights, calendar, things like that, emails. Well, then I started noticing that his marketing, like on his social media pages, were just sitting there. There was nothing being done with them. He had a lot of different platforms and nothing was being shown. So I asked my current boss if I could take over and, start playing around with his social media and try to make some posts and things like that. So I did. He gave me the opportunity. And then I decided that it was something that I was really enjoying and I really liked to do because I use social media on the personal side of my life. But I was like, well, maybe I could use this as a business. So I started looking on Upwork.com and I found another side marketing gig and I started working with this business and it just continued to grow. People were telling other people about what I did and that I wrote blogs for them or I did their social media marketing. And I kept getting referrals. So at that point, I realized that this is something that I could turn into a career and have my own business. So I decided that it was time to apply for an LLC and just jump straight in and just make this my business. And actually, my name, Spread the Message Marketing, was the hardest thing to pick out. um,
Oh my
I
gosh,
kept
that's funny.
it was the hardest part of it. Like the LLC, everything kind of went into place and it was okay. But the name, I knew I wanted a name that was different. I wanted a name that did not have my name in it because I mean, I see a lot of marketing businesses that have their name in it, but I just didn't really want anything to do with Amy. I didn't want it to be all about me. And I kept going to my husband and friends. I'm like, somebody please help me name this marketing agency. I need help.
You should have reached out to
and
me, girl. I love naming stuff.
oh, do you? Yes, I should
I
have,
do.
but
I love it.
I I struggled, and so my husband finally came up with it. And the reason for the name is I am a Christian and I am also a business owner, and I would love to have both mixes in my business. And so he thought of how about spread the message marketing, because a business needs to spread their message about what they're offering, whether it's product or services. And you love the Lord, so you can spread the message with your name in both aspects. And I was like, that is it. You got it. Like he
I
nailed it.
love that. I love that
Yes.
I love that your husband is the one that, like, came up and came through for you and was
Yeah.
like, "I got it." That's pretty awesome.
It was. And then I knew that my logo needed to be I really just wanted it to be kind of elegant and just classy, and I wanted there to be some type of heart in it about kind of like spread the message with Christ. And so I found this lady on Etsy. She created my logo for me, and then all the pieces just started falling into place. And I love my logo. I love my name, and I'm so thankful that my husband did name it because it probably would have been something way worse. So yes.
That is so awesome. Okay, so tell me a little bit about, what platform do you like the best to market on?
Okay, so this has been something that's kind of evolved as far as my personal, like my business account for Spread the Message Marketing. If you had asked me a few months ago, I would have totally said Instagram. But I have learned more about Facebook and the groups and about doing lives and video reach that I actually prefer both now. I actually use Instagram in a different manner than I use Facebook, and I find them both beneficial. Now, for most of my clients, it just depends on what the product or service is. Some do really well on Instagram and some really do really well on Facebook. So you just have to learn like each of them, and that's what I've done to try to find out like what's the best way and the best approach on both of those.
Okay, so do you suggest if we're kind of new to marketing our business, what do you like, how do you suggest which one to start with?
I would say look at the product or service. If it is a product based business, product based businesses do extremely well on Instagram because people do tend to look for products on there. I see that my clients that have products, they're able to usually sell a little bit better on on Instagram due to the age bracket too. You've got to look at the age brackets because Facebook is drawing more of the older population. And so Instagram is still
Which, by the
very
way, I totally hate that
yeah.
I'm being and me and whoever else is being lumped into the older
No.
market, and that just makes me so sad.
Oh, no. Well,
Anyway, go ahead.
definitely Instagram is where a lot of I would say the peak ages are around 24 to 30 right now. I mean, I know there's a lot of younger ones still using it too. But 24 to 35 is an age bracket that's really popular with women on Instagram. So if you have a product that is for women, it's in that age bracket, it does really well on Instagram because a lot of women are hanging out on Instagram at that age bracket. So you got to know your product, you got to know your target audience essentially.
Of
But now
course.
on
Okay.
Facebook, if you do have a service-based business, I see really a good success rate with Facebook with service-based businesses. And for me personally, I joined several groups that were like entrepreneurial groups or business owner groups or women entrepreneurs or Christian entrepreneur groups. And I've received a lot of my clients from those groups because they'll comment, I'm
Mm.
struggling with this area of marketing, so if you can find groups around the services that you offer, then that's a great way to target your audience on Facebook. So it depends on your type of business. I mean, there's a lot of other factors as well, but I feel like really product driven businesses do extremely well on Instagram. and service-based can do amazing on Facebook. Now, there's also going to be always the case that, vice versa, but that's just what I've seen the most of.
Okay, cool. So we talked a little bit about Instagram before we hopped on. Can you tell us and break down the hashtag situation for us? And also, are they valid on both Instagram and Facebook, or are they really more focused on Instagram?
Okay, so hashtags is my jam. I love hashtags. I have spent many, many months searching hashtags, learning more about them, and even created an ebook around it, which is on my website. So, and I was featured on another podcast about hashtags. So I've explained them in as many ways as possible in the simplest form. So I would definitely try to give this my best. On hashtags, you are going to see a higher reach on Instagram because they are Instagram driven. They actually originated on Twitter, so they'll do well on Twitter platform too. But Instagram, you can add up to 30 hashtags per post, which is amazing because then your content is getting shown depending on the size of hashtag you use. A lot of people aren't aware that they shouldn't be using these really large hashtag followers. They need to be using smaller ones. But depending on your hashtags, you could get seen in 30 different locations with that hashtag. So what I mean by that is your growth, whether it's just someone seeing your post or if they're actually going to go and like it and they're going to start following you, can all be driven with hashtags. It's an organic way to grow your account and your business without having to pay for ads. So if you're not using hashtags, you definitely need to be using them. They're huge. That's what's grew my whole platform on Instagram to where it's at, and it's how I've even reached clients. So I would definitely recommend Instagram to use your 30 hashtags per post. Facebook, on the other hand, I hear a lot of back and forth about you should not use hashtags on Facebook. They're worthless, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? I've researched this, and if you go and click on a hashtag on a Facebook post, it takes you to anyone who's used that hashtag. So why not use them? It's a free way of still getting out there because if someone wants to click on a hashtag on Facebook, it takes you to a search result page that has your stuff listed. So I don't understand why people are saying not to use them on Facebook. I actually use them on all platforms.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are the guidelines for hashtags and why? I mean, we know where they are important now,
Mhm.
but why is the actual content of the hashtag so important?
Okay, so this is where you have to really do some research. You want to use hashtags that your target audience are using. So where is their pain points? Where are they hanging out? What do they enjoy doing? And then you also need to use hashtags that are around your product or service. That if maybe someone was looking for marketing tips, they would click on marketing tips hashtag and then they could see my content. So you have to use a variety of hashtags. You don't want to just use all about what your business you are because then you might only attract people in the same, as a competition, like in the same business. You want to use ones
Mm-hmm.
centered around your target audience. And you also need to use some that are in your niche, like that explains what you offer, like marketing tips. If you're a product based business, let's say you sell hair products, then you need to use some hashtags around hair products, different variations, but that's where you have to really do some research. You have to research on Instagram with hashtags in order to see which ones, based on their sizes of following, which ones are really going to help you get your content shown more.
So, should we be picking hashtags that have more followers or more content posted under that hashtag or less content?
So I recommend using anything under 1 million followers. I have this broken down in my ebook too. I actually like to use some smaller hashtags, some medium size, and then larger ones. But if you use, like, let's say
Oh,
you
okay.
use one that has like 10 million followers or 10 million posts that have used that hashtag, the likelihood of your content being shown is very little. Like you have seconds because if you refresh, you're not going to see your post anymore with that hashtag.
Right.
So
Because
it's,
everyone and their mother is using that
yeah,
one.
exactly. So it's recommended to use smaller ones. I actually like the smaller ones and you get more reach that way. So,
So cool.
mhm.
Okay. Now, can you break down the hashtag, like, what's it called? The not a ban, but like blacklist or whatever that is that people talk about. Because I could totally swear to you that that has happened to me. I had one account, and I for some reason I cannot get it to back to its original awesomeness.
Mhm.
Um, like I can't even follow hashtags under that account anymore.
Mhm.
So tell us how to avoid that. Is it a real thing? Like, what
Yeah.
do we do?
Yes. So if you use a banned hashtag, you are taking a risk at messing up your account. You can get shadow banned from Instagram. Your account will then it's going to mess you up. And so it is a real thing. It happens to people. And the way to check, there's two ways to check it. You can actually just search in your internet browser for banned hashtags, like 2020 banned hashtags, and you can find there is several sites that will show you a list of banned ones. But the best way to do it is to type in the hashtag in the Instagram search bar, and if it pulls up and it has nothing listed, like no content at all, then that's a banned hashtag. And an interesting example, and this is coming up, is hashtag Valentine's Day. If you go search that right now on Instagram, nothing's going to show up. That is a banned hashtag. So,
Wow.
recommended. Don't
And is it
use.
just because too many people use it?
Well, Instagram, I recently heard this as well. Instagram actually, the algorithm, if it sees something like as spam, or not appropriate, it will ban a certain hashtag. So if people were using that hashtag as spam or for the wrong reasons, the algorithm in Instagram will then ban that hashtag. So supposedly Instagram does not have a large enough workforce, and they can't keep an eye on every single thing. So their system works in their advantage of trying to block out the bad content. I mean, because I heard another lady say this as well. Like, if you go on Instagram, you don't see a lot of spam in your feed. That's because the algorithm is trying to fight that out of your feed. So
Oh,
it's something to do with
interesting.
their system and their algorithm and what they look out for. But it is interesting that hashtag Valentine's Day is banned. So don't use that one. You needed to go look at some different
Don't use that.
variations.
Yeah, really? Oh my
Yep.
gosh. Okay, so if I'm making a post and I'm in the middle of making a post and I click hashtag and then I put the thing, if it doesn't pop up and say, how many posts are with that hashtag, if it just doesn't say anything, is that a pretty good clue that that's not an okay hashtag to use?
So it will actually, I'm going to pull up Instagram really quick because I want to try to explain it the best I can for
Okay.
you.
Yeah, perfect.
Valentine's Day. Okay. So I just searched Valentine's Day. And right now, it pops up on my feed. It does have pictures, but it says recent posts from hashtag Valentine's Day are currently hidden because the community has reported some content that may not meet Instagram's community guidelines. So it has been blocked. And
Oh,
Instagram
okay,
has now
okay.
added a learn more where it says that this has been a hashtag that has been blocked right now. So yeah, it's a different. Actually, it's newer because in the past I've seen it where it just wouldn't even show anything. So these people that are using
It
this
just gave
hashtag,
no information.
it did not, right? So the people that are using
Yeah.
this hashtag Valentine's Day, I see a lot of people that are using it. They're taking a risk it possibly could be shadow banned and be banned from their account. So yep,
Okay, and so when we get shadow banned, is there any way to undo that?
I don't believe there is. It's not something that I've ever experienced, so I'm not 100% sure on like all the details. But I've heard
Okay.
from numerous people that they aren't able to salvage it. They have to create a new account.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like I have tried I I actually did some research myself and
Hmm.
I went through every single one of my pictures and deleted all my hashtags. I moved back to a personal account. I left it there for like 7 days without posting and I don't know, man, like it won't I cannot follow a hashtag and I'm assuming that because I can't follow hashtags that any hashtags I do use are not, they're not showing. I do get some interaction on my photos, but it's very, very little.
Yep, and that can really hurt
So
you
does that
for your
sound like a
reach.
shadow ban?
It does. Hmm.
Ah, dang it. Well,
Yeah,
that's a
there's
bummer. Well,
there's
at
a
least
lot of studies that I mean, you can. I was searching, and I just see like how to remove an Instagram shadow ban. So I mean, there's 7 solutions that you could try to use. I just found, but I mean, honestly, I've heard a few other people that just kept having problems. Like their stuff was just not getting seen. Like their reach was just not
Mm-hmm.
there, and so that could definitely be a result of that. But there may be a way for you to salvage
Interesting.
it. You can definitely maybe give Google or Bing a shot. Like search that. So I don't know. I haven't
Cool.
experienced it
Okay.
yet. I hope I don't.
I hope you don't either
Oh
because
no.
it's a pain in the booty.
Oh.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about if someone wanted to take the leap into doing what you do,
Mhm.
what's something that you would suggest for them?
I would suggest to make sure you have everything in order first. Like, try to get your, if you're gonna file for like an LLC or any of that information or any of those type things, do that. Make sure you have like a price list readily available, and make sure you price yourself, appropriately for your services and time. And then I would say I would create all of your own social media pages and everything, your logo, have all of that ready before jumping in. It is harder if you get started, then you have to try to go back and do those things. So definitely get all that in order. But my biggest advice is quit putting it on the back burner. Just go for it. But just make sure you have everything planned for those type things I was just saying. But just go for it, because if you wait for the perfect opportunity, there's not going to be one.
Yes, I love that you said that, because that's what we're all about here is just go. And
Mhm.
if you mess up or you screw up or you think that you messed up or you screwed up, it's really just a pivot or a redirection into what you're really meant to do. So it's
Yeah,
okay. Just take some massive, messy action and you'll get there.
exactly.
So I love that. Okay. So, what is one thing you wish you would have had the courage to do sooner, either in your business or in your personal life?
For my business, I would say I wish I had had the courage earlier on and sooner, just to be more comfortable in front of the camera, like with lives and stories, talking to my audience. I was nervous at first, and I didn't like even to show my face and all that. So I've worked on that, and now I'm more comfortable in speaking events and podcasts and stories and lives, and it becomes natural now. But I wish I had more courage to do that sooner. In my personal
Yeah, I
life,
love
yeah, it would be the same. Like to just have courage to just talk to anyone about, whether it be Christ or about my life or my business, like just having more boldness and being more comfortable in talking to others.
Yes, I love that so much. I actually it's crazy. My whole brand is called Live with Audacity, but
Hmm.
I still get a little like, oh, a little twinge of, oh my God, when, I go to do an Instagram story or go live in my Facebook group or something like that. But
Yeah,
I would totally agree with you and say that just doing it more makes it easier to do it.
exactly. I agree.
Awesome. Okay, I love that. So, tell me about a time you felt like you failed and what you learned from it.
Okay. This happened right after I applied for my LLC. I had a couple of clients I was working for. I still had my boss that I was working for as like a virtual admin assistant and doing his marketing. And I opened up my business, and I was like, okay, I know people that could use my services. I reached out to a couple of friends and a few other businesses, and I thought that, everybody was just going to sign with me and just, let me start doing work for them. Wrong. um, boy, we can really dive deep, like we can get going and just get so excited and just keep going, 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 and like, oh, everything's going to be wonderful. I'm going to grow super fast. No, that is not the case. So I felt like a failure. I almost actually threw in the towel with spread the message marketing about 2 months in, because I felt so defeated. Every door that I thought was about to open was shut in my face, and then was shut in my face with an approach that I did not see coming. Like people just would not even respond back to me, which I felt was just, it was a really tough time. But I knew that the Lord was really like protecting me from relationships with potential clients that maybe wouldn't have been the right fit. So I knew that I was trying to do like this all on my own. I wasn't leaning on the one that could truly help me, which was Christ. And so I surrendered my business to him, and I was like, I can't do this by myself, and it's failing. I'm going to have to give up on spread the message marketing because I'm not able to even grow it. And once I did that, it all started blossoming, and I have not even done a cold call, cold email since that time that was very dark in my business, and I almost threw in the towel and quit, because people have just come to me. I don't even like reach out to people anymore. So it's been amazing to see that, but I failed and I was failing, and I definitely learned a lot from that moment.
That is, I love, love, love that that's really how you feel like you turned it around is you just
Yeah.
said, look, man, if this is supposed to work, Lord, please be with me and help me and guide me and open the right doors for me. I love that so much.
Thank you. I do. I mean, honestly, I was trying to do it by myself and I was failing because I was not seeking his guidance. And when I simply surrendered the business, he has blessed me in more ways possible that I can't even explain all the things that he's done for me in the last few months, because this happened about August of last year. And I mean, honestly, even me and my husband were having conversations like maybe I just need to turn spread the message marketing into a blog and just not worry about it anymore. I was just trying super hard. But after I surrendered the business, I told the Lord, I was like, I got to approach this with the mindset that you have this. This is your platform. I'm going to use it for you and for my business, both. And I'm going to pray every time I get on a call with a prospect. I'm going to pray before anything I do. I want to glorify your name through my business. And ever since I've done that, oh, that was the turning point. It's
So
been amazing.
amazing. I
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Thank
I
you.
love to hear that so much.
Oh, it's awesome.
And it's okay, real quick, do you find it um because I'm totally there, do you
Hmm.
find it that you when you get busy and you get like things start rolling and you're like, "Oh, yes, thank you, appreciate that." Do you feel like you start to get a little bit distracted and you got to remind yourself like, "Remember where you got this and where this came from. So make sure that you keep him centered." I feel like for me at least, I do awesome and he's like at the forefront and then
Hmm.
I start to get distracted. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. Gotta remember that what I'm
Oh,
doing
yeah.
this for.
Yeah, it's a struggle. I mean, it can be daily with that. We're selfish creatures in the flesh. So like we can definitely see ourselves in it, and then I have to remind myself, wait a minute, this could be taken away just as fast as it was given to you. You need to praise him for it and just stay focused on what he's doing, and just keep doing what you're doing. Like just keep sharing about him and about what you're doing for your clients, and try to make it the best of both worlds, because honestly, this is all just temporary. We don't this I can't take this with me when I leave and I get to go to heaven and meet
Right.
him. So I mean, I just try to think of it as this is his, and I have to remind myself daily. It is a struggle because you're like, "Oh, we're doing good, I did this." No, wait a minute. You didn't do all this. You have to remind yourself.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with that. What has been your biggest risk that you've taken in your business and how did it help you? How was it a win for you?
I can think of two particular situations. I'll share both of those if you don't mind. One
Sure.
of them
Yeah.
being a big risk for me was, can I afford and am I at a point in my business where I can hire help? Because as a busy mom and a busy wife and all the other things that I'm juggling, I was struggling to keep up with everything because the Lord brought me growth, but I knew that I needed to do something. I needed some help. And so that was a big risk is, I'm taking a leap of faith to hire someone. I've got to be able to consistently give them a paycheck and take care of them and their needs. But it was a huge win. It turned out being a win for my business because it helped me to grow to where I'm at even now, because I'm able to have that extra help. I'm not able to do it all by myself, but now I've trained my team to help me. And then that leads to more clients. I'm able to do more for more people. So it was a big
Yeah.
risk, but I'll have to share this quick story. What's so interesting is when I first opened up my business, I told my husband and I told my mother-in-law, who I'm super close with, I said, if I ever grow this business, there are two women that I have in my mind that I would love to hire to help me write and help me with my research and everything. And it happened. I was able to hire those exact two women so far, and they're also stay-at-home moms, and so they're able to have this outlet and have, extra money and an outlet to, have creative mind and be able to write with, and it's just been amazing to see how all that worked out. So, I had
That is
this.
so
Yeah,
awesome.
yes, and I didn't know if they would say yes, to my job offer, but they both have, and they're both now working for me, part-time each week, and it's been amazing to see that those 2 people that the Lord placed in my mind back when I first started are now on my team,
Are the
so
2 that you
yeah.
have with you. That's so cool. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it so much.
and then the
So
last
awesome.
the
So
last risk, can I
yeah,
share
go
that
ahead.
la okay. So, in the beginning, I told you about how I started as a virtual admin assistant for a company, online, and I knew that the business was growing and that I could not give my full attention to his business anymore. Like, I could not keep up with his emails and calendar and all that, so I ended up having to quit that job, and I had been with him for, like, over a year and a half. Felt really bad. I was like, "I'm so sorry," because basically he gave me that opportunity to start working on his accounts, which led me to grow my own business from that, and then I had to go and quit that job because I couldn't do it all, and, this is another risk to win. He ended up saying, "I understand, I had an idea that that was coming," and he hired me as his social media marketing manager,
Oh my
and I
gosh,
was
that's
like
so funny.
I took a huge leap of faith. I did not I was like, "Okay, I just need to quit this job." And then he turns around and hired me. And so I was just super thankful that moment. And that was a risk to a win for sure.
That is so cool. I love that so much. I love
Yeah.
that you stepped out going like, "It's gonna be fine.
Mhm.
I got this under control," and then he saw how amazing clearly that you were and working for him and was like, "No, I need more of that. You can't go anywhere."
Right.
I love that. I think that's so
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
So, what are you working on now, or where is your business headed?
So right now, I just released my hashtag ebook. I saw a really need with a lot of small business owners, and they are unsure about hashtags, like what to do with them and how to use them and how to find the right one. So I created that ebook a couple weeks ago and launched it, and that was my focus going into the new year. But right now, I love to teach others about marketing. So I'm about to speak at a retreat in February, and it's just leading me up to where I would love to go into courses and teach. I would love to do more speaking events and just teach people what they need to do for their marketing to really stand out and to reach more people and potentially more customers. So I this year see myself going into more ebooks and courses, while still maintaining my current clients with my team and continuing to give them the very best service that we can give. So that's where I'm headed. But honestly, I just take it day by day, and I'm trying not to get too caught up in like you have to reach this goal by this time, because I know it's not all in my timing anyway. Like I have to know that when it's the right time, the Lord will tell me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Love that so much. Okay. So, man, this has been so incredible. Are there any last minute tips that you can give us for using Facebook effectively in our businesses?
Definitely. The number one thing is you need to be consistent. Do not let your Facebook page sit there for days and days without a post. I recommend a minimum of 5 posts a week. I know that sounds like a lot, but when you start breaking it down into like testimonials of your product or service, maybe a new product or service you offer, you could do like a fun, engaging content, like motivational type quote, behind the scenes with yourself. I mean, by the time you do those 5 things, you're already at your 5 minimum. So you need to be consistent to reach more people. Consistency is key. And Facebook is definitely one that you need to be posting, I would say, 5 times a week.
And is that on our personal page or our business page?
Business page. I highly recommend a business page, but what you can do on your personal page is you can share your business page on your personal page and reach even more people, because we all know that we can invite our friends and family and maybe other people that we know on our personal page to come like our business page, but they're not all going to do that. Like
Right.
I've sent invites before and no one would ever even come like my business page that I know that would love to see like what I'm doing, but they just don't like the page. So what you can do is I always recommend a business page for any business is especially on Instagram too, but you need a business page and you can always take your content and just share it to your personal page. So then you reach even more people.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, so we are going to jump into a rapid fire now. I am so happy that you came on and we got to hang out and talk about marketing. Tell me about a book, article, person, or talk that's changed your life.
Ooh, if I had to pick one, it's gonna be probably no surprise, but it's gonna be the Bible. The Bible has helped me through my whole life. I was saved at 13 years old, and I've clinged to my Bible in times of dark storms and times of happy mountaintops. So it's gonna be something that has completely changed my life for the better, and that would definitely be the Bible.
Amen. I love that. That's fantastic.
Yes.
I love how convicted you are about your faith. And I am the same way a lot of times, and then other times it gets in the way, or not my faith gets in the way, but I get in the way of my faith.
Yeah.
And I don't show up as well
Hmm.
to be a mission to other people. So I just love that you're here, and I love that you are unapologetically putting it out there, and it just warms my heart up so much. So I'm so glad that you said that.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that.
Tell me about your favorite Friday night at home.
Ooh, that would definitely involve Papa John's pizza.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
My 2-year-old loves pizza, and we like to have that as a treat some Friday nights. So it'd be a pizza. I have an 8-year-old and a 2-year-old, so it would be a movie with the family and just relaxing. Just go to bed early, just get some rest.
Yes, I love it. I was just telling somebody else that every time I ask that question, I think only maybe 1 or 2 times have I had a different answer, but overall, the most everyone usually clings to pizza and a movie because,
Yep.
at the end of the day, you're so tired, or at the end of the week, usually we're so like burnt out on all the hoopla and to-dos and the keeping
Mhm.
up with, all the things for the kids and whatnot, that you just want to hang out with your family and snuggle on your couch and just relax. And, typically I fall asleep during a movie, but it's fine.
Yes. Oh, yeah, I can easily do that too.
Uh, right? Ah, man. Okay, so next vacation that you're planning with your family.
So we are headed to the mountains in Tennessee. We love the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area, and that's our next vacay. It will be coming up in May, and so we kind of go there every year. It's kind of a tradition now. So we're excited. There's a big water park place that we're staying at. So the girls love the water, so we're excited for that.
Oh, that's gonna be so fun. That'll
Yes,
be
I love
awesome.
Tennessee.
Um, yeah, we went once, and I feel like I wish I would have done a little bit more research to find out more things to do. But
Hmm.
man, I really had a great time, and the music was fantastic because we went to Nashville. But
Hmm.
yeah, my family raves about the Gatlinburg area, so I need to definitely make sure I get there.
Yes, it's a great family area for vacations. A lot of stuff to do with the kids too, and it's fun.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's on my list now. um, Give me your best advice to help our listeners live with audacity.
I would say keep dreaming, keep going towards those goals, and don't let them be, in the far future. Just start working and plugging at them right now. I never ever would have thought that you could have told me last year that I would have created a business and been where I'm at now, because I just thought that it was too far out there. But if you just keep plugging away and keep researching, keep learning and growing, and just do it now, because there's not a perfect time, and that's how you can definitely live with more audacity in your
I love that. I
life.
love that you broke it down and said it's not like, yes, you can have big dreams and they can be far away, but like, let's break it down and take that first step toward it rather
Yes.
than it just always hovering out there and you'll just miraculously get to it one day. Like,
Yep.
let's take those steps and get there. I think that's incredible. So,
Yes.
um, where can people find you to get more information about you and what you do, and maybe even how to work with you?
So it's pretty simple. Just go to www.spreadthemessagemarketing.com. But you can also find me on Facebook, Pinterest, and Instagram. But that is also linked to it's on my website. So if you just go to the website, you can find me. You can read about me and the team and what we offer and just all that there. And my hashtag ebook and my blogging ebook for business owners and some other things that I offer are in the shop on that site. So you can find me right there.
Awesome. I love it. And dang it, next time I have you on, I want to talk to you about Pinterest because,
Ooh.
dang, I wish I would have gotten into that today, but I did not. But that's okay because we can do it again next time.
I'd love to talk to you about Pinterest. Pinterest is a very amazing platform that many people do not take advantage of, and they really need to be doing it.
That's what I keep hearing.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much for coming on. Man, this was so great. And I think you gave some really amazing, awesome tips. And I really hope that if this resonated with anyone, that they go and they seek you out and you can kind of help them. You can kind of help them get going with their marketing. Sorry, I just had a brain lapse there for a second. My dog was snoring like super loud.
That's funny.
I hope the mic didn't pick that up, but either way, now you know.
Yes.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming on. It was fantastic.
Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it.
Hey y'all, I had to jump in here real quick because I need a favor. If you are loving the Live with Audacity podcast, I need you to do me a big solid favor and share it with your friends, share it on social media, and go to the Apple iTunes link and click subscribe, rate it, review it. I need to know your feedback, and I want to keep putting this out for you, so I really need your help to get the message out. Thank you so, so much for your loyalty and your super kind and sweet words. They mean so terribly much to me.